Hello again, and welcome to another one of my Adam's Corner videos showcasing recent Blu-ray and 4K releases. I do these videos about on a weekly basis, sometimes semi-weekly, depending on how many releases I have gotten in the last little while. I did one about a week ago, I think, and I've gotten some stuff in. I do a podcast, Adam's Corner podcast, on Apple, Spotify, all those places. There are a few of you who do follow me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And for those who listen to my monthly roundup of 4K and Blu-ray discs, I do these videos as a way to showcase what these discs actually look like, so you can get a physical sense of what they look like. So without further ado, let's go on. Let's get on to it, shall we? So let's take a look at a few reissues from the Warner Brothers label. And they've been doing there's several, quite a few of their titles had been out of print for whatever reason, I'm not sure, but they have put these titles back in print, quite a few of them. And we're going to talk about a few of those right now. One is Grand Prix, which a lot of people are comparing. F1, which is out now, has been compared to this film, and maybe that's why it's been reissued. But it was a winner of 3 Academy Awards, and the title pretty much tells all. It's a race car drama starring James Garner, Eva Marie Saint, Yves Montand, Toshiro Mifune, Brian Bedford, Jessica Walter, Antonio Sabato, and introducing Françoise Hardy. Yes, this was directed by John Frankenheimer and filmed in Cinerama. So, yeah, that means it's ultra widescreen. And for anybody who hasn't seen this film or didn't have a copy of it, I would venture a guess and say you'd probably be better off watching this than going to see F1 based on what I'm hearing. But what do I know? Anyway, moving along to a more recent title, The Town from 2009. This is, of course, this is Ben Affleck, or is this 2007? 2010 actually. 2010. I'll get it out. You know, there was Ben Affleck movies that he directed. The release dates kind of run together for me. But The Town was considered to be one of his better efforts, along with Argo. Yeah, it is a good film. It's a very, very good film and has been out of print again for a while. Warner Brothers bringing it back. This is not the extended director's cut, which was also released at some point. This is just a standard edition, folks. Of course, Ben Affleck also starring in this. Rebecca Hall, John Hamm, Jeremy Renner, and Blake Lively. So it's a good cast there, and it is a very good action film, I would say. And I'm glad to see it back in print. An older title that has been reissued is Dark Victory, starring Bette Davis. This is says newly remastered for Blu-ray. This is the same mastering that was on the previous edition, I believe. I don't think there's anything new, but it has been out of print. So, this is the best version of this tragic romance. Dark Victory is about a woman who is terminally ill. Bette Davis starring as a terminally ill woman who's determined to find romance in the final remaining time she has left. This was remade several times. The Stolen Hours with Susan Hayward, and Dark Victory, the TV movie version with Elizabeth Montgomery, which actually is pretty good, from 1976. It used to be up on YouTube. It was pulled down, but maybe somebody's put it back up there. I don't know. It's worth seeing. I had it on 16mm print at one point. Picked it up for a song way back in the 90s when I had a projector, but that's another story. So you get the special features that were included on the original release of Dark Victory, including a commentary, Warner Night at the Movies, the featurette, Lux Radio Theater broadcast. Yes. So anyway, Dark Victory, one of the classic romantic dramas starring Bette Davis. And last but not least, Snakes on a Plane, starring Samuel L. Jackson, directed by the late David R. Ellis, who had a heart attack a couple of years after this was released and died very, very young, in his 50s, I think. Anyway, this is, the title tells all, and I had a lot of fun with this when I saw it in a theater way back in 2006. Haven't seen it since, but I am kind of anticipating catching up with it and revisiting it to see if it holds up. I just remember it was. I had low expectations and really did enjoy it, and I'm wondering if that will be the case this time. Maybe I was just in a good frame of mind back then. Who knows? Anyway, moving along to some new releases for the first time ever. One of those is Splendor in the Grass. This is based on the William Inge play. It's actually the first play especially written for the screen by William Inge. The famous playwright, directed by Elia Kazan. It's small town stuff. This is you actually have Warren Beatty in his first film performance in this film. This was his debut. Natalie Wood, of course. Small town romance between Warren Beatty. He comes from a wealthy family, and she's comes from a family of have-nots. Natalie Wood does. And anyway, will they or won't they? And there's a lot of sexual repression in this. 1920s Kansas is where the setting is on this film. The transfer is great. The audio is great on this. The film itself is okay. It's good. I wouldn't say I was as blown away by it as I have been from some of the other Elia Kazan's other films, like A Face in the Crowd, but it is a good, solid film. And a little overlong, about 2 hours and 5 minutes. Could have trimmed about maybe 20 minutes of that. But for those of you who have been clamoring for a Blu-ray release of Splendor in the Grass, Warner Archive has done the trick for you. We'll get to a Criterion release now. We have The Adventures of Antoine Doinel. This is on, I've got the Blu-ray edition here, but the 4K edition is also available. Now, Francois Truffaut, of course, a famous French filmmaker, and his big claim to fame that got him on the road to filmmaking was the 400 Blows. That's included in here. The film is a semi-autobiographical look at his own youth. And he took that same character and he basically made 3 more feature films using that same character and the same actor playing him. And it's a loosely autobiographical version of Francois Truffaut. And this follows the character all the way up into his 30s and almost middle age. And, with all of the trials and tribulations therein. The films were made over a 20-year span, 1959 to 79, and you also get a short film that includes the character as well. You get a nice booklet here. Let's see if we can get that out of there and maybe give you an idea what that looks like. Yes, nice booklet for this 4K set, The Adventures of Antoine Doinel. This is, and you can pick this up at your Criterion sale currently as I'm recording this. I would recommend it. These are great films, and this is some of the best work of one of my favorite international film directors. I was always a big fan of Mr. Truffaut and his work, and these films are no exception. I was delighted to have them on Blu-ray and 4K. I had actually was actually thinking of buying the import version of these films that was released on Blu-ray years ago, but I'm sure the transfers are much better on these. Moving along to a Universal release, we have Earthquake, which has been issued in 4K Ultra HD. The reviews on, I haven't gotten a chance to look at this, but the picture, I'm hearing the audio transfer, or rather, the video transfer is quite good. The Sensurround has been retained on this. The Sensurround was a big thing back in the mid-70s that where they were able to duplicate the low rumblings of the earthquake on the in the theaters that were equipped to do so. This track has been included along with a new 5.1 audio track as well. I've heard that the newer audio track is actually better, but hopefully this will give the Disney company the impetus to maybe release the Towering Inferno and Poseidon Adventure on 4K. Hopefully they are paying attention. Who knows about those people? Anyway, and last but not least, and there are no extras on that Earthquake, by the way. We do have a couple of new 4K releases from Kino Lorber. One is Silent Scream. This is a film that I remember the trailer scaring the fool out of me when I was about 10 years old in the 5th grade. These trailers, I've heard that the trailers were actually scarier than the film, but I don't know. I never got around to seeing the film, and I can't wait to see this new 4K transfer of the film. There's 2 audio commentaries here, featurettes, an interview with the late Rebecca Balding, who also starred in The Boogans. She passed away a couple of years ago. She was married to the director James L. Conway, who made a lot of those Sun Classics pictures, and he also directed her in The Boogans. Yeah, sadly she's gone, but there's an interview with her here, audio interview with the director, Denny Harris. Yes, so 1979's Silent Scream has been issued on 4K Ultra HD from Kino Lorber, as has Billy Madison. And if you're a fan of this film, you know who you are. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of Adam Sandler's humor, sophomore humor. It depends on who's doing the sophomore humor, and his brand of sophomore humor has just generally not been for me. But I skipped Billy Madison when it originally came out, so I think I'm gonna check it out and see what I may or may not think. This includes an audio commentary here by filmmaker Brian Connolly and the Billy Gilmore podcast host Wilson Smith, audio commentary by director Tamara Davis, who made the film, deleted scenes and outtakes. Theatrical trailer. And last but not least, Northern Lights is a documentary from 1978 that won a big, or rather 1979. It won a winner of the Camera d'Or at the 1979 Cannes Film Festival. It's dramatizing the formation of the populist nonpartisan league in North Dakota in the mid-1910s. Northern Lights captures the plight of immigrant Dakotan farmers as they toil and struggle against combined forces of industry and finance. Shot on location. I've heard that this is a really good, and it's not a documentary. I'm sorry, but anyway, it's a new 4K restoration of this critically acclaimed film, Northern Lights. I'll admit I didn't know a lot about it until I received this review copy of it, but I can't wait to get in there and check it out. And speaking of Kino Lorber, they've had a sale lately, and I picked up a few things. These are older titles, but for whatever it's worth, I'll let people know that this is the kind of stuff that you're going to find in their sale. These were shipped out to me in just a matter of a couple of days, so they really, really had a quick turnaround. Francis was the Oscar-nominated film starring Jessica Lange, which I requested a couple of months ago, did not get a review copy of it, so I went and bought one. Winter Kills, the conspiracy thriller starring Jeff Bridges, John Huston, Anthony Perkins, Sterling Hayden, Eli Wallach, Dorothy Malone, Belinda Bauer, Ralph Meeker, Toshiro Mifune, Richard Boone. Wow, what a cast. I've always heard about this too and never did get a chance to see it. Double feature of The Abominable Dr. Phibes and Dr. Phibes Rises Again with Vincent Price. Classic horror films. What more can you say? Parasite in 3D starring Demi Moore. I have a 3D capable system. I'm able to watch 3D films, and so I never did see Parasite. I'm sure it's probably not a great film in terms of quality, but I'm sure the 3D effects are probably good enough to warrant a viewing. So, The Mask in 3D is a 60s 3D film that I wasn't familiar with, but nevertheless, 1961. Directed by Julian Rothman. I took a chance on that one. And Blue Collar, last but not least. No, I did not have Blue Collar. Paul Schrader's classic film starring Richard Pryor, Harvey Keitel, Yaphet Kotto. I picked that one up too. And that's it for this edition of the Adams Corner videos that I do, the bi-weekly or weekly videos that I do. Just want to thank you for watching and thank you for the comments. I enjoy them. Like, subscribe if you want to or not. And if nothing else, send me a comment. I love chatting up with you folks who love the kind of cinema that I do. Until the next time, keep those discs spinning.